Midco Sports tonight, the Dakota Marker stays in Brookings. We recap the highlights from this weekend's rivalry between the Jackrabbits and the Bison. Then it's Saturday storylines. Hear what our expert panel has to say about all the FCS action from the weekend. And finally, a North Dakota hockey recap. Find out about UND's 2-game series in Wisconsin. All of that plus much more. Midco Sports Tonight kicks off right now. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this is Midco Sports Tonight. Well, every weekend of football in the Missouri Valley Football Conference is a big weekend, but this past Saturday had a little extra weight added to it, 78 pounds to be exact, because that's how much the Dakota Marker trophy weighs. It was a Bison versus Jackrabbits showdown at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium on Saturday, and fans, despite the cold weather, definitely got their money's worth. First Dakota Marker game played on the turf at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium, and the home team would come out guns blazing. Taryn Christian hits Jacob Brown on the 14-yard touchdown pass. Brown's first receiving touchdown of the season, only his second touchdown total for 2017. But NDSU would answer. End of the first quarter, Easton Stick on the play action finds tight end Connor Wentz for the 4-yard score. Wentz's third touchdown of the season, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece with the first frame down. Fast forward to the end of the second quarter, 12 seconds to go before half. Taryn Christian beats the defense to the goal line, touchdown Jacks, and they would lead 17-7 heading into the locker room. But the Bison known for bringing the heat in the second half, and they would strike first. Easton Stick hits Ty Brooks behind the defense. He's in for the score. That's a 24-yard touchdown pass, cutting the lead to 17-14, still in favor of the Jacks. But plays like this would be the story of the day. SDSU's Kellen Solik forces the fumble on Easton Stick, and the Jacks recover this one. That's Alex Romanesco who jumped on it, and it's one thing to force a turnover, it's another thing to capitalize on it. Ensuing drive after the fumble recovery, Mikey Daniel stretches across the goal line for 6. They would review this one, but find out that it was, in fact, a touchdown. Now it's a 2-score game. Daniel fired up about that one, eating the bowl of cereal. It's 24-14 Jacks. Now, you heard me say turnovers were the storyline. Here's another reason why. The third turnover for the Bison right there. Stick goes over the middle, too high for his teammate, but Micaiah Slade right into his hands. He'd gain some yardage before getting knocked out of bounds. Fourth quarter, Jacks lose some of the momentum from this. Adam Anderson muffs the punt, and after a scramble on the ground, NDSU would come away with it. And they're pretty deep into SDSU territory. The Bison would make quick work of that turnover. This is the ensuing drive. Easton Stick jets to the outside. Great block from Bruce Anderson, and Stick beats the defense to the goal line. That cuts the lead down to 6, 27-21 Jacks. But this is a game of big-time players making big-time plays. Dallas Goddard with the one-handed grab. We've seen him do that before. Kind of tipped it to himself, and that's hard to defend. SDSU up 33-21, 7:06 to go. Last chance for NDSU. Easton Stick to Darius Shepard, but the Jacks strip him on the tackle, and they recover it. Fourth forced turnover of the game for the South Dakota State defense. About 4 minutes left in this game, but this one went to the Jacks. They keep the Dakota Marker in South Dakota with the 33-21 upset of second-ranked NDSU. Handing NDSU their first loss of the season at that. The Jackrabbit defense, a huge part in this one, like I talked about, holding NDSU to just 108 yards rushing, forcing 5 total turnovers. Taryn Christian, a lights-out day, 23 for 33 for 329 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also added 25 yards and a touchdown off of 11 carries. Christian's favorite target, Dallas Goddard, led the way in receiving 7 catches, 116 yards and a score. Jacks improved to 7-2 on the year, 4-2 in the Valley.
Really proud of our football team. There's been a lot of talk about what we said in the preseason and or what other people said, and a couple of losses and stuff. And I tell you what, there's one population I care more about than anybody, and that's the guys in the locker room. And I thought they came this week to play. They did a great job of preparation. We beat a very good football team. North Dakota State deserves their ranking, deserves all the things they accomplish, and I'm proud of our team for having won the football game.
It feels good. Losing them twice early in our careers, we kind of decided that we got to put a stop to it. So I think we did that, and 2 years in a row, it feels better the second time, I think, too. So.
Well, it's just huge. I mean, just to get put together 3 solid wins against 3 solid teams, and win against the #1 team in the nation is just huge for anybody. It really just gives you a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence going forward.
We want to be a championship team. We believe we're a championship team, and that's kind of the motivation we had, just doing what a championship team would do.
Turnover bug, and you turn it over, and especially on short fields with that good of an offense, bad things are going to happen. We will not point a finger at anybody, offense, defense. We were not very good executing on offense. We were not very good executing on defense, and we had too many penalties in the special teams game. So I'm not going to get into do we have to do this or that with the offense, defense. It's one game. It's a big game because it's a marker game, but by no means is our season all of a sudden in jeopardy.
I mean, it sucks losing and losing to a rival team and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, goal of winning a conference championship is still in our hands, and we'll just get back to work on Monday and continue to get better.
When we come back, highlights and post-game reaction from our 2 other FCS games over the weekend, North Dakota at Southern Utah and South Dakota at Northern Iowa. You're watching Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.